SMT Nation, we back. We've got a story developing out of Verizon. A little bit forward-looking, but I think it's interesting and nonetheless should be covered on our channel. All right, so this article is from Mike Dano of Light Reading. I'll link it for you in the description. Verizon's product development chief appears ready to start working on network slicing. So this is big because network slicing basically is one of the key pieces that's going to differentiate 5G from all previous Gs, if that makes any sense. So he was quoted as saying the fundamental ingredients are coming into place, and he says now is the time. So basically, when we look at 2023, he's going to be working diligently and very hard to develop this technology, kind of figure out ways to implement it, master it, perfect it, and make sure it's ready for launch and proper utilization. So in terms of network evolution, 2023 is going to be a big year for behind the scenes for network slicing, but I think 2024 actual use cases is probably more realistic. With regards to the path of network slicing, you got to kind of think about what network slicing requires and what it needs. It needs a dedicated 5G network core, like a real network core, so not relying on LTE. All right, so that's the first thing. You also need devices that are actually capable of connecting to these network slices that Verizon is going to be creating. All right, so they've been waiting, and all companies that want to monetize 5G, they've been waiting on the OEMs to make devices that are capable of connecting SA and 5G slices of sorts. So then Qualcomm and MediaTek and whatever other Apple, as they start making their own chipsets and things of that nature, they have to support these features. So when customers that are, in the business of creating these apps require a slice of a 5G network, right, a piece of Verizon's network dedicated for their use case or application or whatever, they're going to give a dedicated expectation of performance on that network. It's not going to deviate from it. So if it's a specific latency, right, sub 10 milliseconds, if it's a specific, capacity that's required, must be 50 megabits downlink, must be 10 megabits uplink, stuff like that. They can have that granular control with network slicing, which is something you not necessarily could do with LTE networks, and even NSA 5G, which is most of the 5G we connect to today, still on an LTE core. So it's going to be a lot of testing. It's going to be a lot of trials. It's going to be a lot of lab work. It's going to be a lot of the behind-the-scenes action. So we know that Verizon is going to launch an SA core this year. We know that it's probably not going to include voice initially. It's probably going to be a lot of the home internet type of deal. I think probably Samsung markets, because they're pretty much all the O-RAN sites that Verizon has. I think that's going to be kind of like the breeding grounds for how this is going to play out. But you think about things like gaming experiences. AT&T has already experimented with that with fiber. You think about other use cases like AR and VR, besides, the gaming. And then you have like IoTs and things of that nature. And then as, you get into like mobile edge compute, you get into private networks, what can be done at stadiums and arenas. You also think about things like in retail operations with like, updated real-time inventories and manufacturing facilities and sensor technologies. They're going to be the use cases for stuff like this. What does it mean to the consumer? It means when we go to certain businesses and these use cases are involved, we utilize these services, right? So this is exciting, very forward-looking, but interesting nonetheless. And I think Verizon, I think they'll be on the cutting edge of all these technologies. They'll launch a good product and a service, and I think a lot of people will really like what they do in the future. We'll see how this plays out, and we'll see what other carriers get involved, like AT&T and T-Mobile, and what they do in the future. But what do you guys think about this announcement? Pretty cool, pretty slick. You all the voice of the people, the SMT Nation, let your voice be heard. Comment down below. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload. Links in the description for all things going on with the channel. Big shout out to my YouTube members and Patreon supporters. Thanks for making content on this channel possible. Y'all the goats. Appreciate all that you do. And everybody for watching. Thank you. We shall see you all on the next video. Peace.